Oh yes, it's Nick Shell. And it's really windy today. I figured out though, if I can set the phone on top of my CDs, I've got, see, John Mayer, Paradise Valley, and would you believe, Dierks Bentley Riser. My wife got it. My wife, even though she's from Northern California, huge country music fan, and she got me that. And it's actually a good CD. You are on top of those today. I wish I could go on a walk with you outside. I retried that after 4 or 5 takes. I was like, the wind's too loud. So here we go. What I want to talk about today is the concept. I want to discuss this. I'm not here to tell you the answer. This is a collaboration. If I were an alternative rock band, then you would be the rapper that would rap during the bridge or whatever, okay? I want to know what constitutes, what qualifies as a full head of hair. Full head of hair. Now, in the near future, hopefully next day or so, I'm going to have a video that talks more about this, and you'll see what inspired this topic. But what is a full head of hair? I don't know that there's an exact definition of that. But, you know, a lot of people, if I weren't doing a YouTube channel focusing on hair loss, and someone just saw me from across the room, and they saw me, what would they say? Well, they'd say, well, for one thing, he's wearing a lot of green. Why so much green? That's brown, but seriously. You know, but other than that, if they were to say, okay, well, look at that guy, would you say that guy has a full head of hair? If they were talking about me, I think people would probably say that I do. Do I? I mean, you know me too well is the thing. I've got nearly 900 videos on this channel, most of them about hair loss. You've seen my hairline. You've seen the video. And for this video, I'm not going to pull my hair back and show you because either you're a subscriber and you already know, or you need to watch my other. I've got one that says check out my. If on my channel, if you type in check out my, it's probably going to show you my peninsula, slick back. There's plenty of ones that show my actual hair, but I'm not going to reveal that to you this way because, as it seems, I have a full head of hair. But in my own opinion, I'm going to say I don't. I'm going to say I am in the process of balding. I'm losing my hair. And if I were to fix my hair the wrong way, it'd be more obvious. If I did slick it back or have a lot of gel and that sort of thing, you'd see how it is thinning, and you wouldn't be so quick to say that I have a full head of hair. So, in my opinion, I don't, but most people think that. And it all goes back to my original video, what started this whole process for me, ways to downplay a receding hairline. And I'm totally pulling that off right now, as far as that my hair is long enough to disguise my hairline, and it's to the side, it's not pushed down or back, and I don't have a lot of product in it. So, Nick Shell, there's a guy that has a full head of hair. So, as a matter of definition, now it's one thing to say in the comments whether or not you think that I have a receding hairline or not. But it's another thing to know, well, what is a full head of hair by definition? What is a full head of hair? I'm going to just, and I don't rehearse my videos, but if you were to ask me right now on the spot, what do I think constitutes as a full head of hair? I would say someone who doesn't visibly have a peninsula. For starters, if you visibly have a peninsula, then you don't have a full head of hair because you've more obviously started the balding process. That disqualifies you from having a full head of hair, which really I do have one, but again, I'm not going to show it to you in this video because I'm going to make you watch my other videos where it says, I'm going to make you do some work. I'm going to make you go in the search box and type in peninsula or check out my, if you type in any of those, it'll pull it up. So this is my way of reeling you in and getting to watch more videos if you're new to my channel. Because that's how this channel is set up. It's about exploring the journey, the process of psychologically dealing with hair loss. So this one video is not enough. This video is not simply about what does it mean to have a full head of hair. It's just the beginning of part of an ongoing conversation. But I would say if you just have a peninsula, if you've got a peninsula in the front and it's obvious, you're disqualified from having a full head of hair. Even though that's technically me, that's why I think that's why I'm good at what I do in the regards of downplaying my receding hairline. That's what I think. Other things that would disqualify you from having a full head of hair, I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with perception. I really do. I think it has. If people think that you have a full head of hair, then you do. And if you're balding, if that's what people think is that you're balding or that you're receding, then that's what you are. But I think that's really the point I want to close with. I remember this would have been 3 years ago. My hairline really wasn't any different than it is now. And the thinning wasn't really that much different than it is now either. I mean, I know my hair better than anyone, and I know that about 3 years ago, it's like I hit 30, and then right after like 32, it's pretty much the same as it is now for the most part. And I remember my mother-in-law saying, because when I see her in California, I'm on vacation. You know, that's our family vacation in Sacramento, and I remember her saying, "You wear hats a lot, you know," and I think she got me a hat for one of my birthdays or whatever. And she said, "You know, it's so funny. You wear so many hats, but yet you have a full head of hair. You'd think that you're trying to hide something, but you got a full head of hair." That's what she said to me, and that's when I realized. So the perception is that I have a full head of hair, despite what I see in the mirror every day when I'm getting my hair in place to make sure that it appears that I have a full head of hair. Despite that, she perceives that. Now, I'm going to give you proof in an upcoming video that my classmates also believe I have a full head of hair. So it's really about that perception. If it looks like I do, then I do. And it's always comparatively speaking, right? Because compare me to an 18-year-old guy that's has really virtually no hair loss, maybe, because many 18-year-olds haven't at that point. Compare me to them, then, you know, maybe you can't tell all the world of difference, but ultimately compare me to a guy who's maybe the same age as me but experiencing major loss, then I definitely have a full head of hair. It's all what you think it is, really. I think if we get into technical terms on what exactly it is, if we go by my earlier definition in this video about, well, if you have a visible peninsula, well, see, already there's a problem with that, because if my hair were shorter, then maybe you'd be reluctant to say that I have a full head of hair, because it'd be more obvious, whereas now it's less obvious. So I don't know. I think it's hard to define. I think it largely goes on perception and comparison. But ultimately, what do you think? Would you think that most people would see me and think that I have a full head of hair? Even though, again, if you know me too well, if you've been subscribing, you know that I actually don't, that I've begun the balding process. In fact, I was watching Nerd Rider 1, I think is it. He makes great videos dissecting movies. I think his video is called Nerd Rider 1, and he was talking about with the Superman, with Zack Snyder that makes Superman and Batman, all those movies, 300. He's a guy who makes a movie of. He's a man who makes movies based on moments, even if the movie's not that good. It's got these moments. And I was looking at the guy who plays Superman in the newer movies, and I realized, wow, I guess I've probably got about as much hair as he does. He and I are probably pretty comparable, but the way his hair was slicked back, it looked like he had less hair than it is. But maybe he's a doppelganger of mine as far as hair goes. I don't know. But these are lots of random things about it. That's what's great about being a YouTuber, is I don't actually have to know what I'm talking about. I just lead the conversation. And just like in the likeness of an unreliable protagonist, which I am, we can kind of have this imperfect conversation I'm having with you, and then you follow up in the comments, and we can try to sort this out. Because I don't exactly know what does it mean to have a full head of hair. So, in closing, see if you can answer these questions. Do I have a full head of hair? A, that's maybe the first question. B, what does it mean to have a full head of hair? And then maybe C, is really a full head of hair based on ultimately the way it's perceived? Because again, if I slick my hair back, I'd show you that I am losing my hair. And really, if I had my hair shorter, it'd be more obvious. But right now, just very casually, if I were making a video right now that weren't about hair, if I were making a video about my new favorite CD here, Reliant K, but their newest CD is so amazing. Wow. Just look it up on YouTube and you kind of get a taste of it. It's amazing. So what I did just now, that was real, but at the same time, if I were talking about this and you weren't focusing on my hair, would I be a guy with a full head of hair? Would I be a guy who's losing my hair? It's all perception, and I want to know what you think. And by the way, don't subscribe to my videos. You'll be disappointed if you subscribe. I will let you down. No one else will ever let you down, but I will.